Hello guys, welcome back to the platform Drum Life Nation. This one here is from Soundfield, which I've seen the field reviews in the past. This one, it says how to make anything funky featuring Nik West. If you're not familiar with Nik West, he's a bass player, he plays bass guitar. You know, that's all I know about it. It's a sister. She's black. She plays bass guitar. She has her own thing going, solo stuff. She's done her own solo thing. She's also worked with Prince before, so that's how I came across her name. It was through Prince. You know, I like Prince. You know, the purple guy, purple one, purple rain, all that shit. Yeah. So yeah, we about to see what this is about. I'm actually gonna tell you how to turn anything into make anything funky. Let's get it.
Before we get started, I want to let you know today's episode is brought to you by the Independent Lens documentary.
Hold on, cuz, before we do that, you know I like drums. Is that a DW? Cable hi-hat with the cable? I don't like DW hi-hat with the cables. I like the best one. Pearl make the best hi-hat with the cable. Pearl got the best one on the market. DWs, trash. Tama, trash. Everybody else is trash. Pearl make the best one. Yeah. If you go Mike Mangini, y'all know Mike Mangini? Yeah, he's a big fan of those. He has those in all his setups, almost. But yeah, Pearl made the best hi-hat with the cable. But back to the video.
We Want the Funk, available now on the PBS.
Hold on.
Before we get started,
there we go.
I want to let you know today's episode is brought to you by the Independent Lens documentary, We Want the Funk, available now on the PBS.
Okay, We Want the Funk. Is that got to do with George Clinton? We want the funk, and then get him off the funk. Y'all know the song. Yeah, that's probably what that's reference to, you know. Or just maybe just about funk in general. I don't know. Y'all go check the documentary. Maybe if I can find it somewhere, I probably might check it out. But yeah, go support the documentary. We Want the Funk. PBS. Matter of fact, PBS is the one that put this out. Soundfield is a PBS owned by PBS. They don't want to cultivate this sort of show together. So yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Don't take much. The sound dope. My tone is trash, but you get it though. I mean, who doesn't want the funk? But what is it exactly? We all know funk when we hear it.
I would say funk is about bass. You know, funk is bass. You know, with the slapping. That's what makes funk. But then, you know, that's what I would say funk is all about, that bass guitar with the slapping and popping. Thumping, as they call it. Shout out to Larry Graham. He's the one that started that shit, made it popular. First one to you ever heard on a song doing that, what they call slapping.
Oh, that's funky.
Yeah.
Funk. Today I'm going to look at the backbone of funk, the bass line. How do funk bass players transform a few simple notes into something that makes you want to move? Now, I'm not a bass player.
Okay, right, he is a drummer. If you didn't know, he is a drummer. I thought maybe he played bass as well, but he just said he don't. So, but he is a drummer. If you go back, I've seen a few SoundCloud videos, he's a drummer. So a few Soundfield.
Sprinkle a little bit of funk. It's like that special little seasoning into this.
Hello, I'm Steve Bryant for the Aero Band guitar. It's an electric instrument.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
I feel like that's the first song everybody learns in their music class, the hot cross buns.
What is a hot cross bun?
I don't know.
Here's the thing. Funk.
And that's the first song I learned in music class when I was in high school. Did I even learn that? I think I did learn that. But I had music class in grammar school, but I don't think we learned. I don't remember learning any songs. We didn't learn no instruments in music class in grammar school. But high school, you know, everybody had started with a little quarter action. You feel me? So yeah, that probably was the first song, Hot Cross Buns.
There's not a lot of complicated harmonies, not a ton of notes, just groove. Just listen to the first couple bars of "Give It To Me, Baby" by Rick James. Simple, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
funk
simple.
Isn't just what you
It's how you play it.
It's how you
exactly.
play it. So to help me break this all down, I called Nik West. She's an amazing bass player. She's worked with Prince, the legendary slap bass pioneer Larry Graham, and she's going to try to turn me into a bass player. I'm trash on the bass, but I'm going to give it a try. Now, air bass, I'm the truth at air bass, though. Actually playing the instrument. Do you prefer 4 strings, 5 strings, or?
I grew up in the church where the guys would bring basses to the pulpit, and they were just fat-necked 6-string basses. Yeah. I was like, I gotta do that. That's all I was doing was playing the 6-string.
6-string bass, that's a lot of strings. If I was to play bass, yeah, I'll probably do 6-string. That sound like that. I'll probably if I was ever to get in the bass guitar, I'll probably do 6-string. I ain't gonna even lie.
But then I met Prince, and he's just like, you got way too many strings. Larry Graham only needed 4. That's what he said.
Yeah, Larry Graham only needed 4, but like. Even with guitar, 6-string, you could do a lot of things with 6 strings. You don't need it, but it's just it opens the world up to new possibilities. I would assume.
Sly Stone and Larry Graham for laying out how to make a song where you walk away humming the bass line to the song. On that song that goes bum 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 bum. That's just what they did. They did it.
That's the first song that ever featured slap bass. That's the first song that you heard that shit on. Larry Graham, Sly and the Family Stone. Thank you for letting me be myself.
Everybody else.
Oh man, I love that song.
Sly and the Family Stone, Parliament. For most people, this is funk, the syncopated groove of the late 1960s and 70s.
See?
Bootsy Collins belongs on the Mount Rushmore of funk. He took the bottom and turned it into this psychedelic wiggle. I've accepted funk is an underground thing. It's underground and everywhere at the same time.
Most of us know it's part of the foundation of hip-hop, but funk didn't stop there. It has evolved, shape-shifted, and embedded itself into the DNA of modern music. Check out Nightmare by Knower. It's jazzy, futuristic funk, features one of today's brightest and most quilted stars on bass, Mono Neon. I love Mono Neon.
Yeah.
And of course, Thundercat is bringing his giant 6-string bass to the front of the stage. Funk's rhythm-heavy aesthetic also shapes entire electronic subgenres. Producers like Kaytranada weave funk-inspired bass lines into modern beats.
Never heard of this guy.
And funk knows no boundaries. Anderson .Paak recently teamed up with the king of K-pop, G-Dragon, on the track Too Bad.
Okay.
But no matter when or where the funk was made, all funk starts with James Brown. K-Dot knows.
Okay. Okay, I never got that. Okay.
Forever, starting in 1964 with his album Out of Sight. And just like funk, he did something that seems so simple. He moved the emphasis of the beat from the 2 and 4 to the 1.
The one.
The 1?
Keep hitting that 1. James Brown found out that if you hit the 1 strong, that what comes after that is funky.
So instead of songs that sounded like 1, 2, 3, 4, James Brown made it sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Is the bass your thing, or like what excites you about the bass?
I heard Michael Jackson's "You Want to Be Starting Something." Boom, 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 boom. I didn't even know what instrument it was. I said, "Dad, what is that? What is that instrument doing that low sound?" He's like, "Baby, that's a bass." And I'm like, "I want to play that." It's the way that the bass lines and the bass just makes you move, makes you feel inside that drew me to it.
Okay, so what about the bass line makes it funky?
Simplicity. Like, we want the funk. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Head from Prince. Bow, boom, bow, bow, bow. See how simple those bass lines are? And it just makes you like, it just
The best Prince song, I know, pausing a little bit too much, but the best Prince song for if you want to hear a good funky bass line, a good one, I like Party Man on the Batman album. Boom, bum, 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 bum. That's real funky. It's a live video, not a live video, but him in the studio doing that on bass. It's a real quick video. It's about 30-40 seconds, maybe even shorter. But yeah, that's a good one to hear the funk, the bass funk from Prince.
A lot of bass players get into, and a lot of just musicians in general, since we're talking about funk, get into, well, let me add extra things in here because there's all of this space that nobody's playing in. But space is a note, and space is the key to creating funk music.
That's a bar right there.
Yeah.
Space is a note.
Absolutely. Quote me on that.
Okay, look, I'm gonna break this bass out. Nervous. So, okay, the idea behind this lesson is we're gonna try to take the simplest song, Hot Cross Buns, and try to sprinkle some funk into it. So how would you go about putting some funk on a Hot Cross?
Well, I would suggest we're gonna see what Nik West suggests. But I suggest you gotta throw some thump action in there, so slapping. That's gonna make it funky. That's my opinion. But let's see what she say.
Fun, hot cross buns. Oh yeah. Ha, da, 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 da.
We're gonna Hot Cross one.
So the one has to be loud and proud. The one is super important because that is what establishes the fierceness of what's getting ready to come next. You can start sliding in before we play the song. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. If I take everything out of the song and leave the one, so if I go,
that's the breakdown right there.
like people are still dancing, and
That's
you
still
just got
hard.
that one. Ow!
Okay.
And I'm taking something and I'm funking it up. I'm thinking like a drummer. Some of the best bass players in the world, we are drummers. We just happen to play the drums on 4, 5, or 6 strings.
I think every instrument should be thinking like a drummer at some point.
I
On your
agree.
journey. But I'm a drummer, so I can't say that.
Come on, dog. Disney, what are you doing? Get out of here. Thank you.
So do you hear how long we're holding the notes?
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Snore, snore, snore. Right? So the first thing I would do is I would make them staccato. So I would take these notes and I would shorten them up. So just play them.
Okay.
Right. So as you're playing these things staccato, we're going to throw something in there called ghost notes. Ghost notes are notes that are felt but not necessarily heard. That's a ghost note.
Okay.
It's more of just like a rhythmic.
I'm very familiar with ghost notes on the drums, but like guitar or in this case bass guitar, I never thought about that. Ghost notes on a guitar or string instrument. I never thought about that. Okay, let's see.
The drums. That's what it is.
A thing.
A thing. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's go. You can add an octave. You're feeling something and you don't know what it is that's making you say, oh, that is so funky, and she's only playing 3 notes.
Yeah.
It's the ghost notes. It's the ghost notes. It's coming back up. That make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
That's pretty funky. I ain't
Nick,
gonna
I
lie.
appreciate you working with me today, teaching me.
Of course.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, come on.
Keep it simple. Hit the 1, leave space, think like a drummer, and keep it simple. The simplicity of funk is what makes it so special, so versatile, and it's why funk didn't just influence modern music, it is modern music. If you really want to get into the funk, check out the Independent Lens documentary, We Want the Funk.
I don't know what you're talking about. We want the funk, gotta have the funk. Okay, that's good enough for me.
How do you resist such a heavy groove? You can't. We Want the Funk. It tells the story of the music and the movement. Available now on the PBS app. Links below.
While we're on the subject, best bass players, you want to hear some funk? Larry Graham he's the one that started thumping. That is number one. Number two, Stanley Clarke. I don't remember the name of the album. It's not a Stanley Clarke album. It's a Flora Purim. There's a guy, he's a percussion player, Brazilian percussion player. His name is Airto. And his wife is a singer, jazz type of singer. And so on her album, she got Stanley Clarke playing bass. And this is a song that's real funky. He clapping himself, that shit. So I'm going to put it on the screen. You'll see it on the screen because I can't think of it right now, so I can tell you. It'll pop up on the screen. But yeah, him, that's two, Stanley Clarke and Larry Graham. Victor Wooten can be funky. Victor Wooten, man, there's so many bass players, but that's just a couple of them here, while we're on the subject. But yeah, this was real cool. Let me know what y'all want me to check out next in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that. Road to 1,000. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.